Hey, great Sunday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. And I'm going solo tonight. It's everyone's campaigning. Why is everyone not doing the Erasmo type of campaigning? Hey, good evening. Hope you got some rest today. Oh, not much. Hola, chulo. No, good evening. How's it going? Buenas noches, amigos. Carlos, I didn't know if you were available tonight or you are still out there campaigning. Let me know, and I'll send you a link if in case you've got some time. It's crazy. Carlos, if you have some time, let me know. Abraham, my man, God bless. Good to see you. Puro Cowboys. That's why everyone's watching the Cowboy game. Aleida, mi amor. I love you. What's up, my man? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Pedro, good evening. Good job. And good evening, good evening. Hey, Antonio, go Cowboys. What's the score? Is it still on? ¿Qué onda? Watching Cowboy Castro. Sorry, evening. Maybe it was a bad night to have a live show. Puro Brazil cheese. What's up, my man? Lupita, how's it going? Someone give me the score. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? Joe, hola. My man! To all my army out there at Las Prietas, Pace, Viking country, thank y'all so much, guys. I love y'all. Love y'all. Let me tell you, I've said this before. I think my Prietas, Las Prietas, Viking country, they won the campaign for Erasmo last time. Good evening, my Elda. Good evening, Elizabeth Barrientes. Let's do this. Let me know if that means you're coming on or no. Go Cowboys. What's the score? Oh, 13-14. Good job. We'll try to watch while game is on. Good evening. Saludos, Sydney. Good evening. Thank you, Erica. The Marek Nargain solo, no goose to help you fly. Nada. 14-13 halftime. All right. Que rollo, Jose? Que rollo con el pollo? It's just going to say hi, so hi. Now back to the game. 14-13. Good evening. You know what? I didn't even know if I forgot about the game. I'm not. Cowboys. How is it watching the game? Good evening, Ramiro. How is it watching the game without having an audience? Is that even más o menos? What it do? Ruben. 14-13. Good job. $14-13. Good job. Va a haber pitada o no? No. Cowboys on top. Good. No pitada because it's social distancing, guys. 14-13. Good job. Good job. Arrancas a la pitada. It's not going to be a pitada, guys. Hey, no, please, van a empezar con los Cowboys. Not a fan of the football. I'm having issues with you get like the graphic. Loved it. Thank you, Papa. Appreciate you, man. 14-13 Rams. Good job. Holy, my friend. Jessica. Linda. ¿Qué onda, Erasmo? ¿Cómo estás? I'm doing good. Un poquito cansado. Quizás nomás vamos a estar media hora y luego nos vamos a arrancar porque va a ver el fin del juego. It's like playing Madden. Yeah, without the people that pitada con masks. Nah, but shut up. It's not the same. I'm practicing opening and closing the window. Saludos, Lorenzo. Send Carlos link. ¿Cómo andas, Erasmo? I'm doing pretty good. Carlos, are you wanting to get the link? Can you come on? Hey, we've got John Chambers in the house. Marcelo, ¿cómo andamos? Joe Jorgensen. John, how you doing, man? Ponte pilas, homeboy. Let me send Carlos the link just in case if he can make it. I knew that Carlos was out and about, putting up signs and stuff. Maybe he could give us an insight in regards to how his day was. Let me see. Crud. Oh, I can't get you a link. Crap. Um, Sorry, guys. Sorry. Rookie mistake. Sorry, Gary. Sorry. Let me tell you, it has been not so tiring, a pretty tiring day for me. One of the things that I think some people would notice, they said, Asmo, parecía que te estabas durmiendo o cayendo dormido because I started to yawn at a couple of the previous nighttime ones. And let me tell you, it is starting to get very, very tiring. It's very, very tiring, but I think it becomes very, very exhausting at times because there's just so much going on. We do get to speak to a lot of the individuals, and I did spend my Friday speaking to a lot of folk trying to, decipher what was going on in regards to uh, that happened at the meeting on Thursday. Let me tell you, if there's something that was very, very confusing, was just the whole meeting in itself. It just didn't make a lot of sense. And I think that the confusion goes on to a lot of the personnel that work out there at the district, where there really isn't a clear path forward. By Friday, they started to distribute the different phases in regards to individuals coming back onto campus. It still didn't make sense. I received several emails that were being sent to different personnel throughout the district, like our counselors, to some of the teachers, some of the special ed teachers, and there seems to be very little uniformity in regards to what is going to go on in regards to coming back onto the district. One of the things that we did learn was the sports. The sports are planning to come back October the 5th, and they're planning to use these little disinfecting machines. Well, those disinfection machines, those mist machines, are very, very questionable. So I did submit a request to Dr. Eder Hernandez, and I also submitted a request to Dr. Teresa Saavedra. I'm going to reach out to Dr. Chili Stream. Chill Stream today. Okay, Erasmo. It's just Sunday. Good evening, Jennifer. Buenos nachos, Danny. Saludos. The Miss Machine actually is something. Got a postcard from your friend. Yeah, so sad that she paid all that money and there was a spelling error. Where did she go to school? You just can't make this stuff up. But and what's even more impressive, guys, I know some of my friends let me know that they had received the mail outs that my opponent had sent out. What's even sad for these individuals is they're going to spend a good $20,000 on the mailouts. Mailouts aren't cheap. Mailouts for the entire city of Brownsville, as my opponent dished out. I mean, it's going to cost you like $7,000. $7,000 a mailout. I almost guarantee you that my opponent is going to throw out at least four mailouts. At least. So 4 times 7 equals. I'm pretty bad at math. 4 times 7 is equal to $28,000. $28,000. And look, guys, just to be very, very, very clear, for my opponent to spend $28,000 of daddy's money, it's nothing. Can you afford $28,000 to be spent in a 6-week period? Okay, guys, let's make this very, very clear. Let's say you have $25,000. Let's round it off so I won't struggle. Okay, guys, you have $25,000, and you're going to say, "What am I going to do with the $25,000?" You know, I'm going to invest $25,000 in a campaign. So, or in anything, you're going to invest $25,000. What do you expect? And this money is coming from Daddy, from Linebarger, from Baltasar Salazar, from Schneider Electric, and from some other attorneys. She's spending $25,000 just on mailouts, okay? If you spend $25,000 on anything, folks, do you expect not to get a return? No, I mean, I'm serious. Do you expect not to get a return? Let's break it down a little bit further. Linebarger threw her a check for $1,000, $2,000. Linebarger, ahí te va. What does Linebarger expect in return? A pretty thank you note? Thank you for your donation. No. They expect contracts. Why is Daddy so invested in putting Mommy at South Texas ISD and little Daniela in BISD? It's all about the contracts. Green screen. It's all about the contracts. So you're going to spend $25,000. Your green screen hasn't on.
Yeah, I don't know. No, hold on, let me get it.
So you're going to invest $25,000 of Daddy's money. You say, $25,000. Do you expect not to get something in return? That is why, folks, this race for me is different. This race for me is different because you have
Just better? Is that better?
it looks better. It sounds horrible.
What about now?
Oh, you're hammering. Sounds like you're hammering.
Hombre, this is the microphone I got is super sensitive.
Oh.
They're hammering a salad in the kitchen, and you can hear it all the way here.
Anyway, guys, I was talking about the mail outs. My opponent has already, thrown out one mail out. My guess is she'll probably throw 4 or 5 mail outs. How much do mail outs cost, Carlos?
About 10,000. About 10,000 a piece.
Guys, a piece.
In a race for BISD, because it's run like a mayoral race. So it goes all throughout the city. So to get about everybody in the city, it's about $10,000.
Guys, what would you do with $10,000? Would you send a mail out to get elected to a position that pays nothing? Or are you going to invest that money and expect to get something back in return?
It's a lot of money.
$10,000. I was being conservative and I said 7, but $10,000 sounds about right.
Yeah, it's about 10,000. That's if you do it all by yourself. If you got someone like a specialist, I don't want to say any names because I don't want to give anybody a spot unless they pay for the spot, right? But if you get an advertiser, then you have to pay the advertiser's price as well. Hi, Ruth. So it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less, but it's about average, about $10,000 to reach every voter in Brownsville.
Well, it's a lot of money, and again, I'm going to guess that my opponent. I don't know if your opponent is planning to go get mail outs, but I mean, he sure isn't getting enough money from the vendors already, So I mean, he's already gotten checks from Linebarger and checks from Baltasar Salazar. Now that they're good buddies now, so they get an investment back.
Hi, the Killer Brew family. I'll tell you what, Erasmo, there is a lot of money, unless you have sponsors. But if you don't, then you're actually gonna have to ask for vendor money to be able to pay for a $10,000 mail out. Let alone the signs. Your politiqueros out there. I mean, there's just thousands and thousands of dollars. Why would you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for a position that doesn't pay anything?
Well,
Unless you want to keep the status quo.
well, if there's one thing we learned from Sylvia, Prissy, and Drew was how profitable being on the board can be for some people.
I
How
agree.
profitable it can be, and they sure made a killing. But Sylvia right now, at least Sylvia's out there. Did Laura give up trying to get Salazar fired? I'm going to say uh, we don't completely know. I'm going to say no, she hasn't. Uh, Again, I got to know Laura for a good while. I'm going to say that she's going to continue to pursue the termination, or at least to expose what Baltasar Salazar really is in this district. But I'm going to tell you all right now is that she was right and they all were wrong. Because, and look, guys, Carlos has been on the board. I have been on the board. We know the truth of what happens at that board. And let me tell you, everything that Laura said in regards to Baltasar Salazar, Minerva Peña, Sylvia Atkinson is true. They're nuts. They're not good for the district. For them, it's a cash cow. You know, they don't care. Don't care about the students. They don't care about our staff. They just care about being able to produce more money for themselves. Carlos, after the board meeting, we're talking a little bit about it. Going to go talk about today. After the board meeting, there was a lot of confusion. Did you get any calls in regards to a lot of the confusion going on in the district?
Most definitely. I think a lot of the confusion was how they spilled out their plan was to confuse, and that was the whole purpose of doing it that way. They confused every individual by allowing them to think that they were not going to go back to school till when? Erasmo?
So 8 weeks.
8 weeks from now. And the reality is, the vote that they took was to allow the superintendent to go back and consider talking to the governor and
Oh, yeah.
PEA, right? Is that the confusion you're talking about, or is there more confusion?
Well, there's a lot of confusion, but let's talk about that one.
So what they did is go ahead and explain to it. I think you can explain a little better than I.
Well, let me tell you guys, yeah, and yeah, that was just one of them.
You're right.
The agenda item, they had clearly stated that they were going to vote on not going back to class for the fall semester for distance learning for everyone out there.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of individuals were out there. I mean, I got calls, texts, messages, and Erasmo, finally they're going to do the right thing. And I said, well, great. I don't think so. But, if they do, more power to them. Guys, I want to be like, I want to be positive, as my opponents say that, oh, you're not being positive. I want to think that give them the benefit of the doubt. And for like 5 seconds, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I said, well, maybe they are going to do the right thing. Maybe they're not going to have classes till January 2021. Maybe they finally came to their senses. So they did this little big show, like for 2-3 hours, Bob, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just to get people tired out there. And after everything, Minerva pulls out a piece of paper because she had in writing exactly what they were going to vote on. The only thing that they voted on, folks, was that they were going to encourage the superintendent to reach out to the governor and to TEA to request them not going back to campus till January 2021. That's nothing.
That's right.
Everyone's going back starting tomorrow. Well, it starts tomorrow. A lot of our personnel are going to be back on campus, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, part of the problem, and this is something that Frankie was trying to mention yesterday, and it might not have come out very clear. Part of the problem is, guys, let me tell you, FMLA is off the table.
Yep.
No FMLA. You go back, you're concerned. Now all you have is your personal days.
Which are not that many at Erasmo.
Nope.
For some people, they're a lot less. And then after that, once they finish their days, they start getting paid at Erasmo.
Well, I think the concern right now, I'm eating the Rice Krispies. I got this from the Candy Apple Factory. It's pretty damn good. Well, because someone came into my office and finished up my other 2 Rice Krispies.
Ay. It wasn't me.
But no, I mean it's just a mess. Now, for the individuals in regards to the phasing in, it still doesn't make any sense. You know, are teachers going to be now teaching 2 classes? I know that some teachers out there, instead of teaching for say 5 algebra classes, they're doing 4 algebra classes and calculus class or something totally, or a remedial math class. So now they have to prepare for 4 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm not sure if there's any plans out there. I know there's no plans out there if they're coming from administration or this current board, right, or this even the superintendent. But why don't they ask? You know, if they want to volunteer? I'm sure there's. I mean, people are claiming that there's, hundreds and hundreds of teachers that want to volunteer to come back. Well, then allow those teachers who want to volunteer to come back, and the ones who have kids at home, then give them the option to stay home. Just like my wife. My wife's going to be forced to go to school tomorrow, and I unfortunately have to work because, I don't have a retirement. I don't have insurance. So I have to go work. So who's my 12-year-old going to stay with? By herself?
By herself, I guess.
I guess so too, right? So what do we do with that? But the superintendent and my wife's principal and the AA are forcing my wife as an employee to go back to school tomorrow. But my kid is doing distance learning at home. So now you have teachers and counselors and employees who are being forced to go to school, but their kids are still home by themselves. What are you going to do? My kid's 12. She's still not old enough, to stay home by herself, to cook for herself. If something happens, I mean, she has to be here by herself. That's just uncalled for, and it's ridiculous. Now, let's say, why don't they have the teachers who have these instances to allow them to stay home? Give them the choice. Give the choice who want to be at school. Let them go to school.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
But of course, it's not gonna happen because they're being forced to do this. And then you have teachers who are being forced to go to school and teach, and they are still being forced to do distance learning. Well, if they're going to do one or the other, they should just do one or the other, not both. But that's another option out there that the superintendent probably hasn't been thinking of, or doesn't care because, he's not from here and he doesn't care about anybody from here. But that's when we have these AAs. They are from here. They should be fighting for the staff instead of just superintendent snaps his finger and there's 2 Indians, assistant Indians snap their fingers and AAs run and do whatever they want. They don't care about anybody.
Employees will be allowed to take their children on campus.
Definitely not.
How safe is that, guys? Honestly. I mean, just the whole purpose. And I understand that a lot of individuals, are out there. Well, what's the solution? The solution is just very, very simple, folks. No one on campus. Everyone distance learning. Now, part of the reasoning in regards to going into the phasing thing and the first individuals that are going to come in, the first thing that said that was going to come in is the individuals who did not get hotspots, did not get Chromebooks. These are the first students that are going to be phased in. So they'll have a phasing thing. So what that tells me is the first students that go back on campus are really the guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Are really the guinea pigs. So what they're trying to say is the individuals who don't have internet at home, the children that don't have computers at home, the ones that we didn't provide computers to because we ordered them very, very late, we were not proactive. We do not care. So we're going to send the poorest of our students, our at-risk students, onto campus as guinea pigs. That's what's going to happen, guys. So again, guys, it's going to be your call. Do you want to send your children onto campus to be the guinea pigs?
Yeah.
Be the ones that they're going to test out to see what happens. Now, it's very, very simple. We go through these little phases. We learn that custodians are dying and falling prey to coronavirus. That's what we learn. Those are the individuals that were always on campus. They're dying or have already passed away. Our food nutritional service personnel were still on campus. Now they're going to have different personnel from the elementaries, not only preparing breakfast and lunch, but also dinner right now for all the schools, even for the high schools. How can we continuously burden these individuals that have always been on campus, the ones that we send onto campus to see if it's safe, and the ones that are actually falling prey to the coronavirus? So It was a failed experiment, guys. It was a failed experiment. They sent in our students for band practice on the campus. They come back positive.
Unbelievable.
They send our students back on campus for weight conditioning and training this summer, and they come back positive. We have already been used as guinea pigs. Now they want to phase in the poorest of our students. The ones that didn't get laptops, the ones that didn't get Chromebooks, the ones that didn't get hotspots. Those are going to come in for the first 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
And they will be the guinea pigs. They will test on them. I've been passing the petition to many people alongside my names to invite the youth to join our movement. Thank you. I appreciate it. So many district employees doing a great job. However, you see so many of them who are concerned about going back to work, about out and about socializing and not staying safe. How can we ensure these employees are not putting others at risk once they return to work? Their actions are contradicting. Everything that they said, Carlos, it's contradicting. First they say social distancing, and then they say social distancing not required. And then Dr. Cantu says, hey, look, guys, if anyone comes out positives in the classroom, then all you have to do is do what? Open the window. So teachers, Dr. Cantu has found the solution to coronavirus in your classroom, teachers, paraprofessionals, diagnosticians, counselors. Dr. Cantu has found a solution for your coronavirus in your classroom. And that's to open the windows, guys. Makes sense, no?
Oh. If the windows could be open, if there was windows to open,
guys,
the disconnect, Erasmo, that these people have from our actual classrooms, schools, teachers, employees, kids. It's a complete disconnect. They don't know anything. They don't want to know anything. All they want to know is every once a month how much money their bank account is holding. That's all they care about. They don't give a rat's behind about anybody at the school district.
No!
Yeah, he does have a lot of snacks. Imagine you'll have a sidekick on your show. Forget it. In the training.
No, mess it up.
No, mention.
Teachers are get a big shoot. Guys, that's what it is. And look, guys, and I got a call today from a friend and says, well, that's what, what's the plan? All right. Y'all get elected. What's the plan? It's very simple, guys. The plan is very simple. No one on campus. And and let's say look, it's not a novel plan. It's not something that Erasmo made up, Carlos made up. It's not a novel plan. Something that Port Isabel is doing. PSJA, McAllen, other schools are doing it. No one is going back on campus. Wednesday, the Port Isabel School Board is going to have that item on the agenda. I'll be watching their meeting. But if I know something about the Port Isabel School Board, they're going to fight. I have faith that they're going to fight. Our school board, they're just fighting against each other. That's all they're doing. They're trying to see who can commend the other harder or more impressively. Yes, I believe schools are doing things different. High school students that need credit recovery and SPED will be the first on campus. Yes, high-risk students as guinea pigs. And look, guys, I mean, I've been to the high schools, guys. I've been to the junior highs. I've been to the elementaries. Guys, do you all really believe, honestly, that our students are going to social distance?
No.
Do y'all really believe that our students are going to be wearing their masks and going to be very, very careful and practicing proper hygiene? Guys, they are kids. That gives you the answer automatically. They're kids. The high school students are going to be hugging, kissing, holding hands throughout, walking back and forth. It's going to be no social distancing, guys. None. Absolutely, positively none. Hey, but you know what? Guys, don't worry. Open the windows. That's all you have to do. Open the windows. That is the only solution that they have brought forward. Open the windows. So the teacher go back and they have some home students and some classroom students. How are they going to teach both at the same time? And if the teacher gets sick, who will teach the kids? Paraprofessionals, substitutes. We don't know because there is no plan. There's nothing. And look, guys, I've actually had the opportunity to speak to a lot of the principals out there, to a lot of the administrators, and they're saying the same thing. They truly, truly believe that our kids are being set up.
And we're getting also information that I know that the Head Start programs are having issues as well too. They're opening up Head Start, and my understanding from the information that I've gotten is that there's a lot of people that are infected in that Head Start program, and so now they're going to force these kids over there, because I think the county has opened up everybody just to go back like nothing has ever happened. There is no signs of infection. There's no precautions. There's no need for masks anymore for kids. There's forget about the social distancing, and this is what we're seeing at the school district as well. So now, if you're having issues at the Head Start program, which these kids are even a lot younger and are probably the poorest in the community as well, and now you're having the same sentiment at the school district. So what's going on? Are these individuals at the top level colluding to make sure that everybody goes back? Are they trying to destroy our educational system? I really don't know at this point. It's confusing, and it's just disturbing that this is what they're doing, not only to our kids, to our staff, to the whole community. What's going to happen in Erasmo? This peak is going to go out of whack. We don't have the resources right now to continue to take in, especially at the hospital level, more cases of COVID.
No.
Yet, forget about it. Open the doors everywhere. Head Start, EISD, daycares, just everybody. You're going to force people to send kids to daycare. You're going to force people to send kids to their Head Start because you're forcing them to go back to work when it's not safe and they cannot guarantee the safety of our employees or our kids.
Just open the window, Carlos.
Open the windows. You know what the solution is going to be? They're going to have the maintenance. They're going to have the individuals that are out there on a daily basis working, going to go with a sledgehammer and make windows. So that way they can say, you know what, that's why you see we do have a window now. We're going to open it.
Let me tell you, as crazy as that sounds, it's something that they would do.
Yeah.
It's something that they would do just to prove us wrong. Now, you see, we made it, but it's no.
Well, we made a window.
Mr. Elizondo, teachers are going to decide whether to resign or risk to teach. Teachers also across Texas have been teaching for weeks. And let me tell you, as that some of them aren't doing that great. Poor librarians, we don't have windows to open.
Yeah.
Open. Guys, I'm really, guys, it's got to be the stupidest comment I've heard. And I'm still looking for it because I'm going to post it. Teachers, just open the windows. But again, going back into the same thing we've said, that's how little they know our schools.
Yeah.
That's how little they know our student population. And as Ms. Miller says, some windows have been closed since the 1980s.
That's right. And you know who would know this, Erasmo? You know who should know this? Is Philip Cowan.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
visited 52 of the schools in 2 weeks or 3 days or whatever it was.
In 2 hours. In 2 hours.
So he should know how many windows we have and how many windows we can and cannot open. Yet he still sat there in the meeting with all the other individuals, with Eddie, with Prissy, with Drew Brown, with Sylvia, your favorite friend, and Cowan, and the superintendent with the two deputy Indians, and said, we will open up school starting Monday. We are going to put our children at risk. We are going to put our staff at risk because there's nothing we can do at a local level. This is coming from the top. Who do they blame, Erasmo?
Oh,
Anybody but themselves.
Anybody but themselves.
They blame you, Erasmo. It's your fault.
Everything's in Brownsville's my fault. I already accepted that. All SPED students will also be part of the soft reopening. You know, it just makes no sense. You know, our most vulnerable population.
You know what? And special ed is being used also because they are one of the most amazing populations that the school district has. And this is when Sergio Zárate should come out and should stand up there instead of praising these individuals for opening schools and stuff like that, and tell them exactly how he feels about putting at risk the special ed population.
Oh, but that would mean going against Sylvia.
Hey, you know what? It's either Sylvia or the special ed kids. He needs to pick a side.
Sylvia.
Pick a side.
That's who they're going to pick. They always pick Sylvia. I mean, he is like enamorado de Sylvia as much as Drew is. Este, ah. Oye, Erasmo, mándanos a Silvia a África, ¿o qué? I just saw the picture. Change your picture. This is a sad situation. Their plan has too many holes, and as best is a weak and losing plan because there is no plan, man. Really, as you know, and lo que más me fastidia is what I showed on my Facebook page, where the superintendent is out there saying that no one's complaining, everyone's happy, and Carlos's supporters, Carlos's friends, Patrick James, Alberto Alegría, and
Yeah, they
and
love
uh,
me.
and my opponent were out there a standing ovation, a standing ovation. I mean, and you know, it's at times, guys, I really start to question. We're like, am I going crazy? You know, are these people really that naive, or are they just so brilliant that I just don't get it? But I know some things for a fact. I know that our funeral homes are starting to see a resurrection in regards to the number of deaths out there. Family clusters are starting to fall.
Yep.
I spoke with the doctors this afternoon in treating our patients, and they've stated that the ICU numbers are still not good. There's a lot
No.
less. There's a lot less people going to the hospitals, but the ICU cases haven't gotten any better. The custodian we just lost, she's been fighting for her life since June, July, August, September. So, are we to believe that the individuals that are going back onto campus September, October, November, December will fall victim to COVID-19? Hey, superintendent, man, what a Christmas present you're giving to our people, bro. What a Christmas present are you giving to our people out there? So okay, let's say it happens, Carlos. What's going to happen in we're going to start to send everyone back the 28th in regards to students. So what's going to happen in 2 weeks when students start outbreaking? There's an outbreak in students and teachers. What's going to happen? What are they going to do?
They don't have a plan, Erasmo. They don't have a plan. They wouldn't even know what to do. That's how see the problem here is we know that they're stupid. The problem is they haven't realized that themselves. We know we have an incompetent leader. We know that not only is he incompetent, but the board has failed to recognize his failures. And so what happens? They continue to put the district at risk. They don't know what they're doing. They don't plan ahead. They are reactive instead of proactive. And they're forcing every student and every BIZ staff member to go out there and risk themselves and figure out what their next step is going to be depending on what happens to them. So if you have someone dying, then they will react to that death. They're not going to recognize the death. That's not what I'm saying, is that they're going to react to it and say, okay, well, let's close the school down for a couple of days, bring in the $2 million machines and clean it. Yet they have not been able to satisfactorily do what they continue to say they have done. It's just a facade. It's a facade, and I know, and it's getting old, and the BIZ teachers and staff members and kids and parents at this point in time, they are fed up with anything that comes out of their mouth. They don't believe anything that comes out of Minerva's mouth. They don't believe anything that comes out of Cowan's or Prissy's, or especially Sylvia's, uh, Drew's. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. They want to see solutions and not this BS that gets thrown out at the meetings, that we're here and we love our staff and we love the kids and they're number one and we're always here for them and we've been reactive since day one. We know that that's not true.
No.
They're only saying that now. They're only flipping, the their stance now is because it's getting closer and closer to the election. There's three individuals there that need all the votes they can get because we are going to come and we're going to sweep. We're going to sweep this board because everybody is tired. There is no direction with them. There's only false promises. And the teachers are done. All staff members are done. There's maybe one or two, because they've gotten jobs because of the current board, and so they have to be, what do you call it, Erasmo?
Escusers?
Yeah. Because if not, guess what? Compadre gets mad and you're out of your job or your position.
Well, it's a very, very sad situation, guys, because at the end of the day, the superintendent, his deputies, and all these other individuals out there, they just don't care. They don't care because they have absolutely no vested interest in our district, and they don't. And that's what makes it very, very, very unfortunate. They have absolutely no vested interest in our district, so they could care less if our people continue to fall, continue to falter, continue to get sick. They don't care. They do not care. How could they? I mean, goodness gracious, guys. I'm concerned because I, my people here in Brownsville know I care about my community. I care about my staff. I care about my parents. I care about my students out there. People know, but my kids are from here. They don't have anyone here. No one, and that's an issue, Carlos. Going back into the Head Start program, Carlos, it's the same thing with the Head Start.
Yep.
But guys, and again, it just goes back to the leadership that we have at the county, because the county has a health department out there, doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They're sending our children off to Head Start, and again, we were talking about the BISD sending in the individuals that are at-risk students, the first ones that are going onto our campuses. What about our Head Start program? A lot of the parents out there that can't afford to send their kids to daycare or to some other educational, they opt to go to Head Start. So now Head Start's opening its doors. A lot of our teachers at Head Start, are coming out positive. Some of them are teaching up at home.
Yep.
And they're still being wanted to send back onto the schools. It's crazy. Carlos, what can the health department do? Cameron County, what should they do in regards to our Head Start program?
They should stop them from going tomorrow. Keep them at home. They're risking these kids' lives, man. Not only that, they're risking the family unit's life as well. These people are being forced to open their doors because you have the leadership who has completely disregarded what is actually happening. And until someone dies, they're gonna say, well, you know what? It's just one life. It's a small number. It really doesn't make a difference. Well, it makes a difference to the person who's being affected. And nobody needs to be forced to go somewhere. But these family units are being forced to go out there because they have no other options, Erasmo. And then you're asking yourself, especially in the Head Start program, you have these babies that are there. Who's gonna keep on a mask? Who's gonna social distance? Who's gonna go in there and actually say, you know what, you guys are actually following CDC guidelines, because CDC guidelines are out the window now. BISD guidelines are out the window. What are they going to do? They can't even keep their program straight, let alone at the campus level or even at a Head Start program. We're the true advocates for these children, Erasmo. Where are they? The city commissioners are hidden. They're all like ostriches. They have their head in a hole. BISD is over here thinking it's Wizard of Oz. Everything's beautiful, whatever. And now you have the risk factor is huge the way they're doing it. No protocols are in place. You have the two deputy chiefs over there, the deputy assistant to Rene Gutierrez, going out there and claiming these protocols are in place, these steps are there, these protection barriers are all over the place, all over. And we know you guys talked about it last night. You're having the employees, some of them, because they don't want to give them the full PPE. They don't want to give them the plexiglass for their workstation. They have to carry it with them wherever they go. How absurd is that? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's to that point where it's just so incredible. But guys, at least maybe BISD, can share the cure that they have for coronavirus with the Head Start program, because they have the cure now, Carlos. You want to hear what their cure is for COVID-19?
I most definitely do, Erasmo. Please.
And to open doors and windows.
They need to open doors.
And to open doors and windows.
They need to open doors and windows, Carlos.
That's it. That's the cure.
We've got it.
So at the Glass Palace, in their office, how many windows can they open?
Maybe if they threw a chair through a couple of the glass windows, maybe.
In the 2,000 square foot office that the superintendent has, how many windows does he have to open? What an idiot.
Yeah. Would requiring students back to school, and no windows at most Head Starts either. Would requiring students back to school be considered child endangerment? If so, would teachers be liable? Well, let me tell you guys, they're leaving all the responsibility to the teachers and to the frontline staff. You see, it's called plausible deniability. They're the ones out there. Hey, they probably did something wrong. Have you ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was probably the teacher. Let's just get rid of the teacher and we'll be okay. We won't have to face litigation.
That's what they're going to do, Erasmo. It's easier for them to lose a teacher. Easier to blame a teacher than to take the responsibility on their own backs.
Yes, he did. And he's kind of jealous that he doesn't have one.
Gotta love it.
El Primo is the one that made me the banner.
Nice.
So maybe he'll opt to make you and Frankie one too.
I would hope so.
So the mask and social distancing is going to be mandatory in BISD. The answer is absolutely no. They're not going to be. They're going to be mandatory for the teacher. It's going to get to the point where she already stated that social distancing is not going to be mandatory. Masks, I'm going to say probably not. And I'm going to say probably not because they tend to do the opposite of what I say. So I'm hoping that they do the opposite of what I say again and make people have to wear masks. But again, guys, they're just not going to wear them. Does anyone believe that anyone's going to wear them? No, Erasmo, they're not. Thank you. They check temp before they get on a bus? Well, no, now they're going to have a kiosk at every school, like the same way they have that disinfecting machine at every school, where you pass through the kiosk and the kiosk is going to register you. Hey, Kimberly. Mr. Elizondo, Mr. Castro, I don't understand why people are so concerned about going to school. I see people having parties, going to the beach, eating at restaurants, etc. Well, let me tell you, Gloria, this is my opinion. And I was speaking with a friend of mine today about it. Look, I, I'm very comfortable in my office, you know, because I take care of myself. And I go from my house to my office. Sometimes I go to Walmart. Sometimes I go to Whataburger. And all the time I go to Jack in the Box. But I know, Ms. Torres, that I am safe. Now, do I go into an area, a house where there are several people in there? I do not, because I tend to be a loner most of the time. But I do not, because I know that I'm safe. I know that I've taken care of myself. But do I know that those 20, 25 people that are in that house, that they haven't gone in contact with someone that's COVID-19? And then me get COVID-19 and then me bring it home to mama and papa? I don't want to do that. So let me tell you, there's a big difference, Ms. Torres, in regards to an individual. And look, they're trying to use, it's like the superintendent when he did that argument that, no, they're going to HEB, they're going to Walmart, but they don't want to come to work. Ms. Torres, if I go visit my family members, I spend 20 minutes there. No more. 20 minutes. It's a personal decision, but I spend 20 minutes there and I am back home. Your children, Ms. Torres, will spend 8 hours on a campus that has not been proven safe.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to risk your grandchildren to that? I mean, your children are okay, but are the other people that they're interacting with, Ms. Torres, are they going to be okay? Do you want to risk it, Carlos?
I agree with you. I mean, a lot of the issues here come to who comes into your house, who doesn't. If you don't feel that they're a threat to your livelihood or to your family, guess what? You don't allow them to come in. Here at the school, they have no choice.
No choice.
Gloria, they have no choice. You have 30, you have 52 kids, whatever it is right now, the numbers they have, because a lot of teachers are leaving. A lot of teachers don't want to go back to school. A bunch of teachers are resigning. They're being forced to accept as many kids as they can into these classrooms without the proper PPE, without the proper disinfecting materials, without the proper social distancing. They have no choice, Gloria. You have a choice who comes into your house and who doesn't. I have a choice. Erasmo has a choice. That is the question. Are teachers being given a choice? Absolutely not. They're just going to be forced to accept as many kids as they can. And they have no choice. The day that they say, you know what, I have a concern, is the day they either get fired, suspended, or sent home for not being able to do the job that they're being forced to do. That's the difference, Gloria.
Yes. So I wouldn't risk my children.
Nope.
Look, I wouldn't risk my nephews and nieces. Guys, my nephews and nieces are not going back on campus.
Nope.
We'll figure it out somehow. But they're not going back on campus. My brother-in-law, a teacher at Oliveira, got very, very sick. He was on the show. Two of my nephews didn't do well. COVID-19. So do y'all think that we as a family are going to be comfortable with sending our kids back onto campus? We'd be pretty stupid.
Mm.
We'd be pretty stupid to trust that other individuals on campus are being as cautious as we are. I don't like those odds, Personally, I don't like those odds. I'm not a gambling man like Sylvia Atkinson, but I don't like those odds. But the question, Gloria, and everybody else, do you like those odds. And that's a personal choice. Look, guys, ultimately, if you say, yeah, I'm sending my kids back to school, hey, man, God bless you. You know, I hope everything's okay. We're not. Is Port Isabel ISD going to online for the whole year? Also, didn't TAA say that if a school district has 100% online, they will not lose funding? That is exactly what PI stated. TEA said something to that effect. I know for a fact that because I saw one of their agenda items that Port Isabel School District is going to discuss it on Wednesday. We will do our best to try and get one of the board members on maybe Wednesday to talk to them to see what they ultimately decided on. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. If they decide to fight the state with a lawsuit or with anything of the sort, guys, let me tell you, it would be deal breaking. It would be phenomenal. It would be the right thing to do. How about 2 days face to face and 3 days online class? Our teachers would go crazy. Guys, there's no reason to go face to face. Keep everybody at home. Find a way.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourselves enough time. So if Senator Lucia already sent a letter, no. Let me tell you what happened, Claudia. The meeting was on Thursday, Claudia. The meeting was on Thursday. They spoke to Senator Lucio on Wednesday. On Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Wednesday at 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the morning. That's when they spoke to Senator Lucio. What they're saying at the meeting is not true. It is deceptive at best, as well as irresponsible. It's not true. So, did they receive a letter from Senator Lucio? They did. They just spoke with him the day before. All this communication that supposedly they're having with the health department and with the city of Brownsville, do y'all really believe that the superintendent is talking to them?
Absolutely not.
You know how I can prove that he hasn't, guys? I can prove that he hasn't. Because according to him, he's got documentation and all this stuff out there, right? You know how I know that he hasn't been speaking with the health department? Because he didn't even know the name of the health department director for the city of Brownsville. He didn't even know the name. It's on the meeting.
That individual doesn't even have the time for the school district. They can barely keep up with city functions, Erasmo. They can barely keep up with city functions. They can't even keep up with the EMS, and it only has 7 ambulances, Erasmo. Let alone PISD and the entire school district. Nombre, shut up, right? Like you say. There's no way. Arturo does not have the time nor the authority right now because of the commissioners to come over here, right? To come over here and help the school district. They have their own headaches. You know, it's just unbelievable. Gloria, ask Minerva, your relative, to put you in a classroom if that's where you want to go. If you want to risk your life, go ahead and do it. But you know what? Everybody should have a choice. Stop forcing people to go in there, especially if there is danger, because you're related to Minerva. You need to stop, Gloria. Not everybody feels like you. Not everybody. You might not have any kids. I don't know anything about you, nor do I want to. But if you're going to come over here and push your rhetoric, make sure that you have all the facts. These teachers and these kids don't deserve you or Minerva pushing them into the school district, especially when it's unsafe for them to do so. Until there's a cure or there is a little bit more of a control, then yes, I'm all for it sending the kids over there. I'm all for pushing the teachers back because that's where they want to be. They don't want to be at home. They want to be teaching. Right now, they want to be teaching at home because that's the safest place for them to do it. If you want to go and risk yourself out, by all means. Go put yourself in a voluntary hat and go over there and teach as many kids as you want, especially the ones that are being forced to go there and don't want to be there. And I'm sorry, I don't lose my cool with your people here, but you know what? That is just a bunch of BS. Not only that, he probably wants to force the Head Start kids back to the Head Start program too. Because why? Because those parents are being forced to do so. They are being forced to do so. They have no more options, and they know this. They're pushing these people into a corner, and what else are they going to do? They have to bow down, look between their legs, and force themselves to go to somewhere they don't feel comfortable in, and take their kids with them, and hope and pray that they don't get sick.
Is it raining?
Yes, it is.
I'm just hearing the rain.
Sorry about that, Red. It's just it's
No, it's all right.
It's frustrating.
Primo, AOBE informed me that they have 4 candidates that they have endorsed. That if y'all would do an endorsement little thingy for Carlos, for Frankie, and for Coach Joe Rod, they would be very appreciative. I didn't want to forget Coach Joe Rod Rodriguez because I'm sure that he's watching. Coach, keep on churning it, bro. Keep on fighting it. I did speak with candidate Jessica Gonzalez, and again, congratulations, Jessica Gonzalez, on having her own little live forum today. Yes, it was interesting. And people asked, I said, hey, why haven't you come on the show? And again, she's had an open invitation for a while. Jessica Gonzalez will be on this week. So we'll see. It'd be great to hear what her platform is. Is it true that BISD is hurting financially, paying the super assistance returns and the people on the super brought in from Edinburgh? Yes. Minimum $2.5 to $3 million a year. Pissed away. Yep. No, TEA said that after 4 weeks, they lose 25%. Let me tell you, they will take nothing. Nothing. Because we would take him to court. That's what I would do. I would do what other districts have already done. Take them to court. Fight them. Maybe the kid. Yeah.
And not only that, what is the rainy day fund? It's raining at BISD. It's raining in Brownsville with this COVID. That's what the money was for. But unfortunately, because the current board decided to make sure that it was their little piggy bank, they've completely demolished it. They completely used it up. This is the reason that we have those funds. When we have unprecedented problems like the COVID-19, and it's destroying us here locally. But guess what, Erasmo? Who put their hands in it? Who took it to where it's almost where it's at, where now we're looking back and saying, man, what are we going to do?
If I open the window, the pica los zancudos, you got to find the window first.
Hey,
awesome. Are employees, students, or parents taking a mandatory COVID-19 training to return to work? No. They're getting tires, and they're getting a box of PPE that has expired hand sanitizer.
And they're being trained how to give EpiPens and take temperatures.
Generic Clorox. Sarcasm tone. Yes, it's Erasmo's fault because he is toxic. Can we force my special babies to come in? All the parents said that they weren't sending them if there's no vaccine. No one should be going back on campus. How did you do that? Oh,
yeah, you see that? Magic. They're magic.
Hey, let me tell you, I ran out of cookies here. I have no cookies.
I have like 10.
It was the cheese that he was the one that brought COVID-16. COVID-16. Me muero. Is there any paperwork the BISD will provide to parents stating that school is unsafe due to corona? Look, they've actually stopped reporting the different positives and the different outbreaks. Has anyone seen anything in regards to the outbreak at Besteiro? Anyone? And let me tell you guys, I've been talking about the outbreak at Besteiro for a week almost. No paperwork, no press release, nothing. You know how we know that there was how I can confirm that there was an outbreak, guys? Porque se le salió a la Minerva decirlo en la junta.
No.
She used the word outbreak at Besteiro. Se le salió de la boca. How many other things do they keep hidden from you? How many things do they keep hidden from us?
Right.
Outbreak at Besteiro. And we haven't even started phase 1 of the comeback to school. Outbreak at Besteiro. The principal who tested positive was in contact with every other principal at a face-to-face meeting at Veterans High School a day before it was confirmed that she was positive. Fourth quarter starting, Dallas 17, Rams 20. Se cancela la pitada. Will the school district make public the survey that parents are filling out to show transparency of what type of instruction was elected? I have it. I'll post it out later on. It was 24% wanted go back. 76%.
Even after the default, Erasmo?
Well, that's with the default, with the individuals that ni modo. Guys, that's exactly the number I gave you. 76%. Was it the status with what's the status of the petition on firing Rene Gutierrez? I think they're at 1,000 or right over 1,000. Gutierrez, I wish I had your job. Warming up a chair, getting the moody guy to write my emails. That guy can't even write and doesn't speak Spanish. He's pushing it to get fired by new board instead of working with new board. Thoughts? Look, guys, they gave him an extension to the contract before even fulfilling a year. This was Philip, Little Eddie, Minerva Peña. Minerva Peña, Philip Cowan, and Little Eddie gave him an extension to his contract without even fulfilling a year. So let's say, and again, it's just old politics. Let's say someone says, well, let's terminate him. Wait a minute. He's got a brand new 3-year contract as soon as the new board comes in. But let me tell you guys, there'll be no termination.
Nope.
There'll be get your ass to work day. There'll be minimize the organizational chart day. There'll be no golden parachutes for Rene Gutierrez. No golden parachutes for Rene Gutierrez. Supposedly, if an outbreak happens, everyone goes home, they clean the school, and they will be back on the 3rd day. Did not happen in Besteiro.
Nope.
No $2 million machine cleaning Besteiro. If face-to-face instruction is not provided and TEA takes away 25% of the funding, will this be reduction in force, or can the school district prove the efficiency of online learning? There will absolutely be 0% of the funding going back to TEA. None. You fight them in court. That's what you do. You fight them. And no one, Lily, no one loses their job. Except maybe people from the top. Why are they going to wait 24 hours to sanitize the infected area? Crazy. No, UJ. So, Elizondo, I do agree with you on the issue. The BISD plan teachers students need to know what to plan for. It's unfortunate, in my opinion. I think hybrid teaching should be offered. I think at this point, anything is better than nothing
Yeah.
at this point. And right now, and I appreciate the idea in regards that you may have. Unfortunately for us, we have nothing. Nothing. To be honest, the situation is making it difficult for single parents when having a full time job. 100%. And see, those are the individuals that they didn't take into consideration, Elisa. But also, let's go back into the school thing. Mira, and when I mention the teachers, it's not that I'm neglecting parents out there, but the district should know already that there are some teachers at the district that are single parents that don't have anywhere to leave their child, you know? So they should have thought of a solution, which would bring a solution to a single parent, working parent outside of BISD. If all three of you get elected, do you plan on pushing the idea of returning 100% online school? Margaret, no one is going to be on campus. We can distance learn. We just need to bring in the experts. And the experts are the individuals that dealt with distance learning the last 6 weeks of last year. This district has not brought in the experts, has not brought in the doctors, has not brought in the nurses, has not brought in the teachers, the counselors, the principals, the librarians, everyone has not brought in the frontline staff. But they want to dictate what is best to do with the frontline staff. Nombre chet up. Nombre chet up. What about Bestedo and all their 40 Ronas and Brownsville ISD? Hush, hush. Quiet. An outbreak. Will teachers get an initial stipend for teaching asynchronous? It's pretty much like extended day. Most teachers are working extra long hours even after. No. Veronica, they will get nothing. Nothing, because this board and this superintendent, they just don't care. Yes, but you have to see the bigger picture. BISD has a huge population that will be released out into the community all at once. It will not be good. No, you're 100% right. And that's what I've been saying for a while. What affects BISD ultimately affects the community as a whole, because every single individual in this community has contact some way, shape, or form with BISD, even if they don't have children. It's a mess. What are they doing this and then say, oh, sorry, we're going to stop it because it got way out of control. It's not the time yet. Why is money more important than life? Because they don't care. And ultimately, they're going to say, oh, it's the teacher's fault. They did it wrong. They didn't go according to plan. And again, teachers, you are being set up for failure by this board. I think they all need 5 seats to have an advantage, but I'm sure they would push for online actual. And my prayers to Dark Shadow out there. Dark Shadow is sicky. I love you, Papa.
Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow, hope you get feeling better, Papa. Jeez. Guys, I want to go. If someone gets sick, can they file a lawsuit against BISD? Not if I'm there. Please don't do that, because I don't want to have to deal with the lawsuits. I'd rather that we work all those things out. Elizondo's banner is invisible, one of a kind. No estoy preparada para mandar a mis hijas a la escuela, especialmente que tengo un asma y bajas defensas. No las mande. Glad we're paying good money for our doors and windows advice. The Macs are giving them at the crappy downtown Gran Mercado thin, foamy ones. They're horrible. Just like the Wizard of Oz, Carlos, pull back the curtain and show the true puppet masters. Who made everyone experts on COVID-19? Yeah, open the doors and windows. Now, bitch it up. Exactly, Mr. Erasmo. Being in school is way different than running into the supermarket for 20 minutes, 100%. Good evening, guys. Everything looking really good. Amen, brother. Yes, I do understand. I myself, 4 kids, fifth, third, first kinder, and full-time job. I would not send my kids to the school for the COVID, but BSD has a messed up program where they demand no such when us parents is hard keeping up now. As I see, they're not learning like if they were in school. They want the city should do is to close the mall, not allow kids in stores and other public places and work. I work at Stripes. I see a lot of parents where their kids like nothing know that the situation is bad. So bad, 100%. Hello, Erasmo. Glad I caught the live in time. Love you, More. If I'm being required by employer to report to work during this pandemic and become ill, why would I lose my pay for being absent from work? My employer is being required me to report, expose myself. Aren't they at least a little bit responsible and should cover my part at least? They should. They won't.
That's
They
right.
have a They have attorneys. And let me tell you, Vale, instead of fighting the state of Texas and TEA, they would use their attorneys to fight you. Isn't that crazy? You're the boss, you're the taxpayer, but this district would use all their resources to fight you, the parent, you, and not lift a finger towards TEA.
That's right.
Well said. Gloria should do what she wants. Eso, Carlitos. Way to go. Question: why are you running, Elizondo?
Where has this guy been? That's one.
Yeah.
Where has this guy been? What do you mean? Why are you running? Did he just come on, or maybe I don't know? Maybe it's a troll.
TA said the students who did not have internet access or were not being instructed through online opportunities must have academic access face to face. Note those students are usually economically challenged, not fair. Well, the district didn't provide for those students. They should get rid of the two super assistants and that takes care of the portion of the 25% of the money that BBA will receive for TEA. Cut people at the top, 100%. Let me tell you guys, we can easily cut 2.5 to $3 million in salaries. Easily. And not from the bottom, because that's the threat that they make. They threaten to cut from the bottom. And it's again, all of this is on the meeting. And I've just been very, very tired, but I'm going to cut out all the little pieces. He says in the meeting, you know, we don't want to have to start, firing people. They're not talking about people at the top. They're talking about people at the bottom. And okay, let's say they do get rid of our food nutritional staff out there, Carlos. They're going to get rid of 10 people, and that they pay $12,000 a year to. $120,000 they're going to save. That's going to make that doesn't even cover the AA salary. Money cannot bring your kids life back. Isn't Head Start voluntary so parents don't have to send them? A lot of parents again are left with the choice of where do I leave my kids?
Yep.
Let me know if they win.
A lot.
One Tuesday night, Superintendent Brian Woods, leader of Northland Parents District, threatened legal action in an attempt to halt TEA's guidance. 100%. Now that guy's got big ones. For the first 8 weeks of school year, districts have flexibility on how they open. They can delay welcoming all students back on campus for up to those 8 weeks. 8 weeks, not 4. It's there. Charo days? Don't think so.
No.
I don't know. It just doesn't look like it. Why did they give him an extension so quickly? Never seen that before. Because he is their puppet. He is their tool. He'll continue to do for Sylvia whatever Sylvia wants. How many nurses will they have for each school? Not enough.
Not enough. They're
Sombrero.
trying, they're trying to supplement them with paras.
Didn't counselors know since you what the administrators were going to do? Maybe they could have scheduled the kids better. No, they did not know. No one knew.
No.
I mean, I just posted the today, and please go check it out, where he says in a meeting, like, oh, well, they had a plan since May. And then you see in their notes how the first draft of the plan was coming in July. They had nothing. They have nothing. Will the new board have the power to rescind the extension powers? Yes,
Most definitely.
100%.
How many days after we get elected, Erasmo? Will that happen?
7 days for us to be sworn in.
That's right.
But on that night that we are sworn in, folks, everything changes. Everything changes. Do y'all know what percentage of kids did the school district lose this year? Not yet. They're still trying to figure it out. My guess, we're going to lose like 4,000 students. So we're probably going to lose 10%. Minimum. Thank you for addressing my question. I completely agree with you. They had no plan and did not consult the proper people. Did not. Carlos Elizondo, the future mayor. What are they going to do with the kids from Matamoros if they're not crossing? That's another couple of thousand of students that we're going to lose.
Send them
I mean-
to hotspots, puntos calientes.
Guys, let me tell you, have y'all seen? I mean, I have breakfast on a certain place, and I see the busload of kids coming over from Mexico. It's a lot of kids. And I mean, more power to them, you know. Go game Cowboys. So close. No pitada. No pitada. When does the curfew end? Oh, this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I guess I could talk about it tomorrow morning. But guys, are we still on curfew? Tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. Did not see Cowboys lose. Something tells me they paid more attention to social justice and kneeling and playing football. That's one of my reasons why I'm not watching sports anymore at the national level. It's just become too politicized. Say little Eddie Joe. Okay. And little Eddie. They invited little Eddie. They invited little Eddie to be an announcer for a wrestling match. And they asked him to speak in Spanish. So little Eddie goes up there and dice, señoras y señores, en esta esquina tenemos tal Blue Demon. Y todos, little Eddie, yay. Y luego dice little Eddie, en esta esquina tenemos al demonio azul. Y todos, little Eddie, es el mismo, no sabes español, little Eddie. No, señoras y señores, en esta esquina tenemos al Blue Demon. En esta esquina tenemos al demonio azul. Y todos, no, hombre, no, little Eddie, es el mismo. Y little Eddie, no. Una vez más. En esta esquina tenemos al Blue Demon. Y en esta esquina tenemos al demonio azul. Ay, little Eddie. El demonio azul. I actually got a text from the lady today.
What is it?
He sent me a picture of your sign.
You took a picture of my sign?
Yeah, he took a picture of your sign. Oh,
Why? He liked it. Maybe he liked it.
maybe maybe it makes him moist. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. And then he said something about following orders or something. I don't know. And I asked him. I said, "Huh? What the hell? Why are you sending me Carlos Elizondo signs?"
He likes
Hey,
it.
hey, lady. Demonio azul.
Well, there is a handsome guy on those signs.
Mañana voy a hacer un chocolatito calentito para tomármelo mientras le enseño a los estudiantes. La lluvia nos trae un clima agradable. Spanish teacher there. So if someone asks why are you running, you just assume they're a troll.
No, I'm just assuming that we've been talking for months. We've been campaigning for months. You figured that he put it, go isn't put attention?
Um, let me tell you guys. I think one of the things that at this point in time of the game, I think a lot of us have already answered the question. Look, guys, if anyone out there has any doubt in regards to why I'm running for PhD, I mean, let's meet up for coffee because it has been mentioned here several times as pointing out the big old situations that we're having, the troublesome times that we are. So it should be common sense a lot why we're running for PhD. But again, ask away. Fire people from main office. A lot of them just sit in building doing nothing. Those are the jobs that are made up. No va a haber pitada, repito, no va a haber pitada. Early Christmas coming in early November. Can hardly wait. Preach. Thank you for answering my question. Anytime, Lily. God bless. Farquaad! Mi demonio tú! Is there anything that the community can do in order to get the superintendent out? Yes. Go out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
And take 10 people to go vote for individuals that are not in the pocket of Sylvia Atkinson. No hay curfew. Hey. Knock, knock. Sorry, can't reach the people. Oh my God, little Eddie, the little Ewok needs to shut up. Vote for Carlos. Ah, so funny. You're still on, mijo. Ya me voy. Vote, 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 vote. Sandra!
Hi, Sandra.
Well, the good thing now, Sandra, is that this time you actually get to vote for both of us. Because I know last time you didn't vote for me.
It was a flip now. There's no more flip between.
Silvia, ahora Sandra, no tienes excusa. Tienes que votar por los dos. Porque yo sé por quién votaste la última vez que corrió Carlos contra Erasmo. Esta vez, por los dos. Somebody translate this to Gutierrez. Oh my God, you gave me a visual that will give me nightmares to let it gross. If you want to know why the candidates are running on board, just contact them and they will. Yes, guys. Again, just give us a call. Again, you can come by my office anytime, any day. Again, I'm running to affect the change that this district so desperately needs, and affect the change that our community deserves. It's just time, guys. Everything's about timing, and let me tell you, it's time for change. It's time to try something different. I mean, what do you got to lose? I mean, you already know what you have with these idiots. Carlos, last words.
Hey, man, just keep the faith, keep moving forward. What we've been doing has been very hard, but it's been very fulfilling just to make sure that we reach out to as many people and tell them what we're going to do when we get into our seats. And I feel that the community is is pulling through. It's getting together, and they're realizing that they do need a change and a complete change of the whole board. Hence, we have been making changes without even sitting in those chairs. Imagine what we can do when we have the authority to do the changes that are so desperately needed. I mean, just remember, November is coming very, very quickly. If you need a sign, I've got plenty of yard signs. I got 4x4s and 4x8s. PM me, give me your address. We'll be more than glad to go out there and put them out there for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rago. Thank you,
Hey,
people.
guys, have a great, great evening. Stay safe. Thanks for being patient with us, guys. Thank you so very much for being patient, and continue to help each other out. Only working together can we actually find the solution to the big old problems that are ahead of us, in front of us, and we will be facing very, very soon. We'll be facing very, very soon in regards to uh, the first week of November. Everything changes. I know if my daughter gets corona at school, my God, I will do them a scene. Well, inform yourself and your neighbors, the community. Vote, guys. Stay safe tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Be good to each other, and please be good to me.
Good night.